Hey everybody, it's Junior, and we're here for another segment of Ask Junior, presented by Xfinity with TJ Majors here in the Dirty Mo Media Studio. It's been a fun show so far. We got to talk to SVG a little bit about his win. Me and TJ picked apart a lot of the things we saw happen during the race, and we did a little Dirty Mo Doe segment about Dover teeing up who we think the favorites are, and talked a little bit about the bracket as well. So thank you, Xfinity Wi-Fi, for your booming speeds. We like booming speeds here in NASCAR, and choose the right plan for you, and you're off to the races with the best streaming service for NASCAR and all your favorite sports. They don't just raise the bar, they stream in overdrive. Xfinity does an incredible job around here in NASCAR and in our industry, and I've used their service myself and really appreciate it. Very dependable. So Andrew is here. He's got your questions teed up. Let's get going.
Yeah, this first one, Travis and I have been joking. We've been meaning to ask this question for like weeks and weeks and weeks, but I actually ran into someone in the gift shop after one of the beer toasts because they got to listen in through the viewing area, and they heard you had a story about an estate sale find, and they could hear, but they couldn't really hear, but I hear it's a good story.
Well, a friend of mine who is into sort of, tracking the estate sales in the area showed me that there was an estate sale local that had a Ralph Earnhardt autograph.
Oh.
And there were some other autographs as well in this sort of package. You could buy the thing, all of it together. And I don't know what a Ralph Earnhardt autograph would be valued at, but it was, he passed away in 1973. I would say this autograph was probably from anywhere from 69 to 73, right before his death. The car on the picture that is autographed is a Camaro, which I think he raced in 71, 72 maybe. At Metrolina and Concord. And so I was like, shoot, man, there's not many Ralph Earnhardt autographs out there. There aren't. And I already have one or two Ralph Earnhardt autographs that I've collected over the years. And so I went in and made some bids and got it.
Dang.
And I got it for a really good price, I thought.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. So did you just stumble upon it, or you were like
my
looking
friend?
For it? Oh, your friend. Sorry, you're right. Yeah.
If you were listening,
I was
maybe 2 minutes ago. My friend pointed me in the direction of this estate sale. He follows all these, and he goes, "Hey man, this estate has your grandfather's autograph." And I was like, "I'm bidding on it. Don't bid on it. I'm going to bid on it. Let's not bid together in battle." And so, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I mean, there was other autographs in this, like maybe a Fireball Roberts and a couple other cool ones. And I got it at a really good price, like $200.
Was he really going to outbid you?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, if he didn't know I was bidding, let's not.
I say, yeah.
Yeah, let's not accidentally get in the bidding war unknowingly.
You never want the price to go up, but a bidding war,
Why is it so hard to follow?
Yeah.
the rush of a bidding war is fun though.
I do like a bidding war, I guess,
Try
to a
time
point.
when to get it in there.
To a point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, do I really want this? Yeah, I get in that situation on eBay all the time on custom diecasts.
Oh.
I'm going to list while I'm here. So this is so much easier just to do it right now. So I collect custom diecasts of my dad. All right. And here are the custom diecasts. People do a variety of Earnhardt Senior customs.
And there's some really good ones.
Here's the ones that I have not seen or would buy.
Oh.
If they were to be built.
Let's put it out there. Yeah.
He ran a number 98 car in the Sportsman 300 race at Charlotte in 1978. I have not seen that car. The 98 that he raced at Atlanta in the Cup race for Osterlin in 78 at the back end of the year, I do have. This is basically the exact same car minus the Winston Cup NASCAR decal on the fender. It's literally, I think it's actually the same car that he raced in this Sportsman race. that he would then go to run in Atlanta in the Cup race later that year. I need the 1978 Charlotte 300 version of the number 98. That's one car I don't have. I've never seen the 1979 Daytona 500 Buick. There's the Monte Carlo, there's the Oldsmobile 442, but the 1979 rookie Daytona 500 Buick, I don't think has ever been reproduced. I don't even know if there's a Buick mold for that car to be made. I would like a plain rookie number 2 Monte Carlo. Typically, his number 2 Monte Carlo, if you built by the production model, it has Mike Kerr Productions or sponsors on it.
Just blank. Yeah.
I think I would love to get like the win version of his Bristol rookie race.
Yeah.
That would be cool. A number 80, number 2, a championship winning number 2, just like this car here without the Wrangler on it. So
Got it.
basically the same thing as the rookie car, but the 1980 version of the Monte Carlo. Some of these are in. I know I can buy 1 or 2 of these that are production made. I want a custom version. I like the customs because everything's where it's supposed to be. All the decals are perfect.
Because, yeah, they take a lot of time to.
A 1981 and a 1981 number 2 and number 3 Pontiac, not the bank version. I want a custom one of those. The ones they created, I don't really love the build on it, and so I'd love somebody to make a custom version of the Pontiac from 1981, number 2 and number 3 car that he drove. The Blue Goose from 1984. A 1985 Monte Carlo, no slope back. 1986, 1987 slope back Monte Carlo, and then the 1989 Lumina and beyond are some of the cars I need to collect too as well. So I have this big collection.
That is, yeah.
Right? But those are a couple of the cars that I've yet to actually add to my collection. And now I can get the production models. I know this. And I say that because people will go, well, here's the production version you can buy.
Yeah, right.
But I love the personal take on the custom. So there's a lot of great people out there in eBay and probably other places as well that do some really, really great work on the custom side. And so I made that list the other day. I was standing there in front of my collection going, I'd like that. I don't have that because I want to fill in the gaps.
Well, this is a great place to put it out.
The last car that I bought to add to my Dale Earnhardt custom collection is a number 87 green car that Dad drove. It's a Pontiac that he drove at Dover. Coincidentally, we're going to Dover. So I think Greg Sachs or Buddy Baker or somebody, it was Buddy Baker owned Busch car. And Greg Sachs was the driver, and I think Greg had got hurt. And Buddy called Dad and said, hey, can you help? And Dad went and drove the car. It was a Pontiac, number 87, and he run 4th. Qualified 4th, run 3rd, qualified 3rd, run 4th, something like that. He drove the same car at Daytona in the 300, and it was green Pontiac, but it had a number 3 on it.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know he ran the 98.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a picture of it now, and that would be a pretty dang cool diecast car to have in your
collection. I have the custom cup car version of that. He raced it. He raced that car at Atlanta in the back end of 1978. His first cup race with Rod Osterlund, and he ran 4th, I think. And that kind of got him the job to run the full-time car in 79. But he also ran in the Service Life 300 or whatever the name of that race was at Charlotte. Is the sportsman race, and he drove the same car, but it didn't have the little like official NASCAR race car logo on the fender as a contingency decal. I think he drove the exact same car. Because if you look at the pictures from that 300 at Charlotte and that Atlanta race, the decals on the contingency decals were the same, in the same place. I don't know, man.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if anyone out there knows of those custom.
No, I'm
die-casts,
just. You know what? I'm
send
putting.
it-
I
send it
know
our direction.
I know some of the custom builders are listening.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And if they're not listening live,
And instead of emailing or messaging them separately,
it's
I just like, here it is, pal.
one big group message.
Yeah.
I like it. This next question is from Austin on Twitter. You know, we always like a good NASCAR 101. And he wants to know, like, what are the tape marks on the steering wheels that the drivers put?
So there's obviously the center mark that's always kind of been there to help the driver understand where the center is. And that's not only, I mean, that used to be helpful when we would bust our ass and spin out and we'd need to kind of get the wheel straight and get it, you know. But now I think you use it to tell if you have a bent toe link or any kind of toe damage. You're driving the steering, you know, and you're driving, you can see it's offset a little bit. You know, it's just a thing. There's other marks on the steering wheel that kind of like the 1 and the 11 o'clock or
Yeah.
so. So those are where you need to have the steering wheel to be able to change tires on the pit stop. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's different tire changers. To get the tire off, sometimes you need to go a little bit to the right. You go to the left side. You got
Oh,
Yeah. So
I actually didn't know that.
due to the geometry in the front and the casters, cambers, and all those things and how tight the wheel openings are, when you come to pit road, you got to have for the right side tire changer, you can cock the wheel a little bit so you can get the wheel off and on. And then when they come around the left, you cock the wheel the other way so they can get the wheel off and on.
Huh.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So the driver, I thought that's a nice like 8 seconds where you
no,
don't do
they're
anything. You still
they gotta do
have
some
to
work, yeah.
work the wheel. Dang. Well, that's cool.
That's why Ty Gibbs needed to be straight to get
Yeah.
his tires.
Right. Yeah. His tape marks.
All right.
They were a little bit off. This next question, and this is the account's name. Not today, I won't. That's the name of the account. They want to know: do you have a favorite Adam Petty or Davey Allison story?
Yeah, my Davey, I don't really have a Davey Allison. Well, I think I told this one back when we had Brad Means, my friend Jimmy Means' son, on as a guest. We hid Davey Allison's jacket in the return of the HVAC. So we were hanging out in the driver's lounge at North Wilkesboro, being kids, just goofing off. Davey Allison come in there to use the bathroom. He took his jacket off and laid it on the couch or something, right? Just threw it over the back of the couch, and he goes into the bathroom. We took his jacket and hid it in the return. And then when he came out, he's like, we're just hanging out, you know, me and Brad and a couple other guys, and we're like 12, 14 years old, and we're just kind of, what's up, Davey? And he's looking around. Man, I had a jacket. And he's like, where is it? And we're all like, damn it. We didn't have a plan for this part. And so one of us, probably me, had to go over to the return and get it out. And then he was like, damn it, this thing's dirty. He wasn't too mad. And the other thing I'll say is when Kelly was young, she had a crush on Davey.
Oh.
And I used to always pick on her because when she would get around Davey, she would get all giggly. And then with Adam, one of my Adam and I we got to talk a lot. The brief time that I got to race around him, when he gets up to Xfinity Series and so forth, we were at South Boston, and for some reason, I don't know how this happened, but I needed shoes. I can't imagine that I forgot my shoes or lost them.
I've been there.
But I needed some racing shoes. And I just happened to run into Adam, and I was like, man, what size shoe are you? I need some shoes. Do you have a pair of shoes? And he's like, I'm a size 11. It's like, perfect. I was like, he's like, I got an extra pair, and he brought me a pair of red shoes that that were perfect. So I raced in those, and I won the race.
Oh,
at South Boston.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so I think it was 99 was the year.
Yeah.
In the Xfinity or the Busch Series. And so I just stuck them in my closet when I lived across the street from DEI. And when we did, I think, MTV Cribs, if you watch that episode of Cribs, we go into my closet and I take those shoes down and I show them shoes to you
Dang.
in that episode.
So did he let you keep them then?
Oh, I kept
Next
them.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were. I don't think they were brand new. I think they were used. So like he had drove in them, and then I put them on, and I raced in them, and I wore them
cool.
just that weekend.
I'm sure they were his backups.
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you still have them?
I'm certain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This next question is from Daniel. You know, we were on a roll last week talking about the Josh Snyder stories and picking TJ up from Buffalo. They want to know, TJ, was there any prank that you wanted to pull on Dale but never did?
There's a lot of pranks that didn't get done.
Have y'all seen this clip on social media about that Kicks Brooks and Dunn are on?
Oh,
Yeah.
we do have a question about that.
Good
but-
Lord, that's awesome.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
speaking of pranks,
Yeah, that was.
I don't think TJ has a great answer. So,
There's a couple, but I don't want to give.
what
them away.
are they?
Well, we were going to put a Jolly Rancher in your shower head. That was one.
What
but
is it? What would that even do?
it?
Just get you sticky all over?
For a while until it
Okay,
goes
and then
away.
you take it out and take a shower. 15
Well, you don't know
minutes
what's
of fun.
in there.
Yeah, but yeah, you wouldn't.
You don't know what's in there.
Yeah.
I feel like how many showers do you think it would take for you to realize?
I
oh,
wonder
wow.
if that really works.
One way to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But tell this is bad. Like this is rough.
So you can go look at it. I mean, and most people that are watching this probably may have already seen it. But Brooks, I think Marty McGee
Yeah.
had a conversation with Brooks and Dunn, and Kicks Brooks. Both of them, I think, are on the boat. They're fishing out in the ocean. They got their wives. It's a big deal. Dad had probably about a 50-foot boat or something that he takes out there, and they're fishing. And Kicks Brooks is telling the story about how Kicks is tired of fishing. They've caught a lot of fish. He's just like, I'm ready to drink some beer. I'm done. But they hooked a sailfish, and Dad's like, get your ass out of here. And they reel it in, and Dad's all excited. It's a pretty cool story. And then they bring the fish in, take photos, do all the stuff, and then for some reason they're throwing a bunch of chum
Yeah, they were chumming the water.
into the water, and Dad and some turtles are swimming around the
Yeah,
boat.
it was to see the turtle.
Yeah, I'm gonna get there.
Sorry.
And
I'm
so
just
Dad's like, Kicks, come over here, look at these turtles. And Kicks is like, oh yeah, I do want to see the turtles. And gets over to the rail, and Dad grabs him by his fucking pants and throws him into the chum, and then tells the Captain Terry, who I remember Captain Terry, all right, drive away. And they drove away with Kix's wife going, what are we doing? And Kix is in there like trying not to splash. He's just like, don't move.
Because there's blood in the water.
Yes.
I think he said it was shark infested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they drove away.
so
They drove away,
I know.
right?
Oh my gosh.
Like, what if something really did happen?
I know.
Holy shit.
Brooks and Dunn. They
Yeah.
Brooks and Dunn.
Damn. Like, that's
That's serious.
that's not a prank. That's just
some bullshit.
That's mean.
That is some bullshit, Dad. I mean, if that story is absolutely true as told, I would be fucking furious.
James goes attempted murder.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't went that far. That's pretty.
And he said the boat got far enough away to where like you could barely see
I
it.
don't
And
believe-
then it became
I think
funny
he
to turn around.
embellished. He's embellishing
The fishing
some.
story's getting a
Yes,
little-
right. I mean, let's be serious here. It's still a criminal offense, but you know, I remember one time there was an individual that was a tire. He was the tire changer. He was a very good tire changer. Dad's team had just hired him to change tires on the Xfinity car. This was in the early 90s. And his nickname was Yankee. Scott Kaluka was his name. Awesome guy. And he would eventually become a tire changer on the Cup car. But I remember his path to becoming the changer on the Xfinity car, earning everybody's respect, getting called up, like a Major League Baseball guy to the Cup team, and how big a deal that was, and how much better Dad's team got on pit road because of it. But when he first came, he was really a smart ass. And young guy, around Tony Sr., Dad, all these gruffy old veterans that knew everything, and he come in there running his mouth and being a smartass. And I remember, I don't know how this happened, but Dad was in the parking lot shooting his bow and arrow, his compound bow for deer hunting, and at some point, Kaluka showed up, and he's being his smart ass self, and said something, and Dad's like, whatever Dad said or did, Scott turned and took off running across the parking lot, and Dad fired an arrow about 8 foot over his head.
Oh my God.
And Dad told him he was going to shoot at him, and so
Well, it's okay then.
yeah, that's the details are sketchy, a little fuzzy. And then there was another time where there was a guy, the carpenter, his name's Todd. And Todd's an amazing carpenter, longtime employee at Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. Dad loved him, and Todd built Dad's log cabin single-handedly.
Jesus.
I went in there and helped him a little bit with some stuff in some of the closets and did a little work, but that guy was down there every day building that thing on his own.
He had a woodworking shop there, didn't he?
He eventually would end up getting a woodworking shop in DEI, and he was a main figure, and Dad leaned on him, and he's still around. I still talk to him. He loved Fords. Dad didn't love Fords. We were Chevy people. But Todd wanted to street stock race. He had raced some street stock stuff in his past, and just coincidentally, me and Carrie are building a street stock, and so right out at the Deerhead shop, that was really the only thing around in the property back then was the Deerhead shop. The garage mahal wasn't built yet. We would get our street stocks out of the barn. Todd had a Ford Thunderbird, big box, the 83, 84 Ford Thunderbird. And I had, me and Carrie had a little Monte Carlo, 78 Monte Carlo. And we pulled them street stocks over there, and we'd start working on them. We're getting them ready. We're building them. We're not racing them yet. Todd's in his car, tacking in the firewall for the back. So big old sheet of tin, he's tacking it into the back of this car, covering up all the holes in the back of the car. And he's in the interior. And Dad had been out on his farm, and he walked around with a 6-shooter on his hip. So he had a pistol on his hip at all times when he was out on his farm. And so it's probably 5 o'clock. Everybody's starting to converge on the Deerhead shop. There's going to be beer drinking and pizza and bullshitting. The Tony Sr. and them been working on the Xfinity cars for Jeff Green or somebody, whoever was driving the cars at the time. And so we get our street stocks out. It's after 5 o'clock, and we can work on them. And Todd's working on his, and I'm working on mine with Carrie. And Dad walks by, and we're building the cars. Dad walks by, pulls his gun, shoots a hole through the quarter panel of this Ford. The bullet goes through the quarter panel and through the fuel cell. And it scares the shit out of all of us.
As it should.
Yeah. And Dad says, you got to get a racing fuel cell. So now you can't, he's like, it's dangerous to run this stock fuel cell, and I've now fired a hole in it, so you can't use it. I want you to put a good fuel cell in these cars so you guys don't get burned up, And
Safety first.
yeah, safety first.
Brilliant.
It was loud.
Well, yeah, it's a gunshot.
Just shot at it.
Just shot a hole right through the quarter panel. And so Todd raced that car with a bullet hole in the quarter panel.
That's badass.
It was awesome.
That is
Yeah.
badass.
I raced that Ford once.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I was, a year after this, I moved on and was racing my late model stock car with Gary Hargett down in Myrtle Beach. We had an off weekend. I was up at the farm shop on like a Friday. And Todd's messing around, and I'm like, you going street stock racing this weekend? He's like, nah, I don't feel like it. I'm like, can I take your car? I was like, you can't believe you're not going to go. He's like, yeah, you can take it. And so I loaded it up, and I take it, and I'm practicing, and it's pretty simple to drive. And we all drew for position. We didn't even qualify. And Kelly's in the race. Kelly's in our old car. She's driving this old tore-up Monte Carlo me and Carrie's destroyed. Kevin Pinnell, 2 beer. He's in the race. He starts in front of me, 2 beer.
Yeah.
Two Beer drove a purple Nova number 4, purple with a white 4 on it. Green flag. Two Beer missed a shift, and I knocked the radiator out of this Ford.
Jeez.
First damn thing. Like I didn't even get to run the race. Todd ran really good in it. Todd would run top 3, and it drove.
So you were looking forward to it.
It drove really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hell yeah, here we go. And damn, got the green flag, and Two Beer didn't go. And I just drove through him.
You just weren't meant to drive a Ford.
Yeah.
Right.
Two Beer had that damn shifting problem we sometimes see in the Cars Tour on a restart.
What was Todd's reaction to you busting up the radiator?
He was kind of over it at that point. Yeah, he was kind of moving on.
Did you fix it?
I don't know if we probably did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I love those stories.
We were putting a radiator in. We were taking our radiators to Alton Boyd's. Alton Boyd's.
Yep.
Whose Tab is his son, the spotter that was recently in the news. Well, his dad owned a radiator shop in Kannapolis, and that's where we always take our radiators back in the 90s that we raced our street stock cars. Dude, we had the radiator. Me and Carrie would take the radiator out of our Monte Carlo every week, having to fix a hole in that sumbitch because we knocked the damn nose off of that car every race. Me and Carrie tore that Monte Carlo all to hell. And then, I mean, the front horns on it were bent left and right so many times and pulled straight. And then, you know, the radiator was all gobbled up with like welding and glue and all kinds of patchwork. We're like, you know, Alton's like, yeah, I can fix it. All right, keep fixing it. You know, all right, I can fix it. I mean, we're waiting on him to tell us, like, all right.
You need a new one.
Yeah, you need a new one. And then Kelly was forced to drive this thing. Like, when she wanted to start racing, they were like, all right, you get to drive the Monte Carlo. And there's pictures of her driving her first race, and this thing looks like it has been through a war zone. That Monte Carlo is still sitting on the property over at DEI.
Wow.
Out by a farm, out by a shop, I believe. I wonder if there's some Google Earth shots or something of it sitting beside the.
Oh, so it's like outside?
It's outside, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I'd love to have that car, but yeah.
What kind of condition do you think it's in?
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Already to begin with, and then
yeah, but I mean, it's in the condition it deserves to be in, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't restore it or anything. You'd just love to have it because it's like me and Carrie learned everything about trying to get around a corner in that very car. That was like the real first race car we raced. Man, we would burn up we took that car, we built it, we didn't know what the hell we were doing, and we rebuilt it had like a 283, not even a really great motor in it. We rebuilt that motor, blew that motor up the first race, and had to build another motor. We would burn the wheel bearings up every week. We didn't know why. Dad wouldn't say, hey, you might want to get a spindle off of a Cadillac or something else that was a little beefier for the right front. And we would burn up the wheel bearings and go to the damn junkyard and climb under some old rat-infested, snake-infested car that had been sitting in this graveyard forever with our little tiny toolbox and get a damn spindle off of the car. And we'd pull springs. And we had a junkyard sponsorship.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'd get all this stuff, and we'd get ball joints or lowers and uppers because we're bending all this shit every week. And we'd go to the junkyard and get a replacement part and get another part, and we'd come back and, you know, we'd fix it and put it together. And Dad was never there going, you might want to think about doing it this way or you might want to do it this way. You know, he wanted us to just screw up, right, and figure it out, right? Yeah. And, man, it was fun.
That is cool.
Yep.
Oh, man, I love those stories. We'll have to see if we can find that Monte Carlo on, like you said,
Yeah, it'd be cool
Google
if we could see it on
Google Earth.
Google Earth or something.
Yeah, yeah, and maybe
there's
one day if you get it.
If you go to Google Earth at DEI, there's these chicken houses there's these 4 chicken houses that should still be there, I guess. And there's a couple of barns behind the chicken houses, and it's in that little complex. There's like 2 barns side by side, and that's where a lot of Dad's ski nautiques are in that barn. He won. You got a ski nautique every time you won Atlanta, and so you can. He's got like 6 or 7 ski nautiques.
Yeah,
and who knows what else.
Dang.
And then there's an open barn, like a hay barn, and so pretty neat.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good place to wrap Ash Jr.
Yeah.
By the way, Kix Brooks, I think, would be awesome if we could get him on the down.
We're going to.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
I mean he's on our list.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, everybody, we would appreciate maybe some more ideas on some guests you guys would like to have on, like for us to have on the Dale Jr. Download. I know we get a lot of ideas from social media on what the biggest demand is, and so yeah, we're kind of open for some advice on who you'd like to see on the guest segment on Wednesday going forward that we haven't had on here, because we're kind of, we're eventually going to get to a point to where it's like, all right, we've had everyone. Now we start having them on second, third, and fourth time. But who have we not had that you would like to see us interview? Otherwise, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, TJ, and the Ask Junior segment brought to you by Xfinity Wi-Fi. In racing and in life, speed isn't optional. It's expected. As a driver and Xfinity Series team owner, I rely on things that perform under pressure, and that's why I love to use Xfinity Wi-Fi, fast, dependable, and one price locked in for 5 years. That's a first. I haven't heard that. No contracts, no slowdowns, no nonsense. Xfinity, proud premier partner of NASCAR. Best thing about Xfinity, and I've said this on here before, I like that one price locked in for 5 years.
That's awesome.
Because you'll be a customer, and all of a sudden they'll write you an email, and they'll be like, "We've boosted your speeds for no reason at all." Like they just randomly do that for customers. I know they're not singling me out. I'm kind of hidden down there in the rest of along with the rest of the neighborhood, and so yeah, you're sitting there paying this price, and all of a sudden you just get more speed.
Yeah.
I love that.
Just because.
Just because.
Thanks for being a
Why
customer.
not?
Yeah.
That's cool.